Okay, this is the final video in this series, and that is how to go about creating your original composition. So there are lots of ways to do this. For me, there's no set pattern. Sometimes I'll try one approach, sometimes I'll do another. The important thing is just get in and do something, create something. The first ones you might make, they could be bad. It's not important. Just get in there and create something. My thought process now that I have some skills, I understand chord progressions. I like to actually start with chord progressions and I sing a melody on top of chord progressions. Sometimes those chord progressions will have a different rhythm, and so it'll change the mood and what I'm thinking. So I want to do something that I've not done before. I'm just totally improvising right here. Not sure what I'm going to make up. Let's see what comes out, and you can kind of pick my brain and see what happens during the process of composing. Here we go. I think I'll go ahead and create a score, and I don't even know what to call it, so I'll just say nothing, blah, blah, blah. Just hit next. I can change that later. I'll make a grand staff, and let's just keep it in the key of C for now. We can change that later too. Let's come to the piano, and I think I'm going to do something in A minor, and maybe a boom chuck. I'm thinking something maybe a little bit for my younger students. Something really easy. So something on a repeated note maybe. Let's go to that 5 chord. If you don't know your chords, maybe just start playing around. Now I gotta come up with some words. What's something catchy for student kids? Papa, maybe Santa is my papa, and he thinks I do not know. Maybe I'll leave him some cookies or something. Santa is my papa, and he thinks I do not know. Something about his belly growing. I left him out left some milk and cookies, and his belly's starting to show. I'll have to work on that. Doesn't quite work. And then I think I'll maybe switch to different chords at this point. Moving to, if I move up from D, maybe go down a third into the key of F. Da, da, da. Maybe go to the C chord, and D chord, and A. I like that progression. Da, 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 da. Maybe not that one. Da, 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 da. I like the E. So F to C, D, E. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Maybe again, but this time I'll do a surprise ending. Da, 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 da. Maybe da 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 papa da 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 da. So now in the key of D minor. Da, da, da. That's kind of cool if I start on A. Da, 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 da. E chord. Da, 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 da. Now go to da 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 da. D chord and A. No. E. Yeah. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I need to get to that. It's 5/7 chord. Da, da, da. A7. Maybe do yeah da da yeah da 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 yeah da 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 da. Maybe end it with that. Yeah da yeah A da 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 da. do it from the A7. A lot of times it's just playing around with different chords, but don't forget what you wrote down. Sometimes I'll write it on my arm, just little notes. Piece of paper is better if you have that, and you can just say, I want the A chord to the, what was that one? I've already forgotten it. Great. So just A to E7, and then A to E7, and I'll just write some notes to help me remember, or even better yet, if I'm in front of a computer and I can just write this stuff down, I might just start putting this stuff in here. Let's go to the I to add instruments, and let's put in, let's do a flute, and actually keyboard's not a bad idea. A second piano. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so these are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da, 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 let's do eighth notes here, and we remember a 0. And then I'll do 1, 2, do, 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 do. And then you'll just keep putting your ideas down. I'm going to go to page view, or continuous view here. And then 1 and 2. If I want eighth notes, quarter notes, I'm going to have to change this up a bit, but let's just get my idea on paper. 6. And so if I wanted to make some notes of the lyrics that I came up with, this is not a bad time to go ahead and put in those lyrics as well. Just hit the Shift L, no, Control L, except for over here, Control L, and then say, Papa, Papa is my Papa. I've forgotten the words already. My Papa is, I forgot there's a pickup. My Papa is, Santa is my Papa, and I do not think, oh, Santa. There we go. So Santa is my Papa. This is why you write stuff down quickly. My Papa, and he thinks I do not know. All right, so now I've got some notes. I'm not going to forget this. When inspiration strikes, write it down, even if it's not developed all the way, and then you can always come back to it later and develop. And then, okay, so you kind of see how the process works, where you can just take something out of your head and start doing some chord progressions. What do you do if you don't have any idea of a chord progression that might even sound good? Well, I like to take songs that already work. Everybody uses very similar chord progressions. And so let's take some that we know. Here's one. It's just a C chord, an A chord, a D chord, and a G chord. So you can do G, C chord, A chord. You can do an F or a D. And then finish on the G chord, D chord. You can come up with something on that, and then you just start like it. Switch it up and start doing something else. Okay, there's one good one. Another good song was the one that I came across this year. I kind of like this one. It's so what I have to do is figure out what are these chords. So the first one, it's an E minor chord. Let's write that down. So we got E minor. Second chord is, you put it in order. There's my triad. It is a G major. What's next? That one is a little harder to figure out. You have to put them in a triad order. So that's the B, D, and F sharp. There it is. It's a B minor. So let's put B minor here. And the last chord is, looks like a D major. D, F sharp, A. That's an interesting chord progression. So I'll just keep that down here. So I got the D chord, or the E minor, G, B, D. Now, what do you do with the right hand? Well, that one, a lot of times what you want to do is beat one needs to land on the note in the chord. So if I'm playing an E minor chord, it needs to be an E, G, or a B. And I can start there. And then the next chord is a G chord, so it needs to be a G, a B, or a D. So that's why I went up to that B. And then the B minor chord, I need to get one of those notes. I like that F sharp. The last chord is a D major. I switched it. Instead of going to the D chord, I went to the A, and it might sound good. You could try switching out chords and just play around with different things that sound good. There is no right, no wrong. It's just what sound you really like. And the best way to learn, honestly, is to just get in there and play. Just make stuff up and find something that sounds cool. Take some other chord progressions you've heard and figure out what they're doing, and just change it up till it's your flavor, until you like it. And that is the trick. So once you get your song, try to keep this first one really simple. Get it in on MuseScore, get it into the contest, and that is it. So have fun. I look forward to seeing what you come up with, and I will be happy to play your songs and recommend them to my students.